Hey guys, it's Ferociousllama here with MTG Confidant, and I'm playing some Standard today. I came across, I've been playing online, I've been playing a lot of Standard lately, and there have been a ton of these like mono red, really aggressive decks. So I thought I'd whip one up and play it for you guys. So basically, here's what we got. We got 20 mountains. Let me sort this sucker. I don't know why I keep putting it back like that. 20 mountains, 4 fire drinker satyrs, 2-1 for 1 mana, and it pumps. Kind of like a jackal pup, only better because it'll let me pump it for white and red. I've only played like 3 or 4 rounds with this deck so far. It's kind of a cool deck, but it's got some weaknesses, and hopefully I'll be able to show you some of the strengths and the weaknesses. 4 Founder Street Denizens. This guy's actually amazing in this deck. Just because whenever other creatures come into play, he gets +1/+0, and when I have a couple of them out and I go Horde the Outburst, bam, attack for 8. So it's got a lot of synergy with the rest of the deck. So we have 20 creatures. So there's a lot of creatures, and then there's actually 4 more kind of creatures, which are the Horde the Outbursts. They're not actually creatures, so they trigger our Monastery Swift Spear Prowess, and they trigger our Founder Street Denizens. So we got 4 of those, and then we got 2 Frenzied Goblins. Frenzied Goblins, basically, when they attack, you can pay a red mana, make a creature not block. This is invaluable. Like, against some of the slower decks in the format, a lot of times their sideboard strategy, especially, I have a video out for Standard Green White Devotion. It's a pretty sweet deck. It was the deck from, I think, Pro Tour Miami, or GP Miami, I think. And it was a great deck, super powerful, unbeatable in the late game. But the early game strategy is play more Fleecebane Lions. It's got 2 main deck, and then it's got 2 more in the sideboard. But what ends up happening is if, I go Frenzy Goblin and I can pay it, man, it's your guys, not blocking, and you got problems. So, and I will tell you, the majority of the losses to the green-white deck were because of effects that keep my guys from blocking. The other deck that I had kind of trouble with was I've never actually lost to a blue-black control or a Sultai control deck with that green-white deck. I know it's not the deck we're talking about, but I've been decked by Ashiok. That's the only way I've ever lost to a blue-black or a blue-black or a Sultai. Anyway, Monastery Swiftware, best 1-drop ever, right? Sweet card. 4 Wild Slashes. We almost never ever have ferocious, but hey, sometimes you do, and then you get to prevent damage from being prevented. But that's really not a big issue in the current standard tier 1 type deck. Tier 1 standard decks is protection or damage prevention just isn't a thing. Lightning strikes because it's burn. Magma jets. There are 3 of those. That's from Theros. I remember when it was originally printed way back in, I think it was Mirrodin. Could have been Darksteel, but it was Mirrodin block, I remember. We thought it was the coolest thing ever. It's a cool card. Anyway, lets me scry, kind of in the mid and late game, if it ever goes that far. All I end up doing is scrying away lands. So, or, if I need a creature, it gets me a creature. If I need a spell, it gets me a spell. Mardu Scout. This guy is one of the better guys in the deck, in my opinion, at least from my experience, because he's got dash, so he's kind of a surprise the first time, and sometimes he's even a surprise the second time, which is really kind of, I don't understand how that happens, but it does. It's like they forget that I have him in my hand, and I'm just going to dash him again. Especially when we don't have a lot of cards to play, we'll just go Mardu Scout attack, because it's a 3-1 for 2 mana. It's essentially, if they don't have anything to block with, this is essentially a lightning strike, sorcery speed lightning strike, which is pretty sweet. So, and then we got 1 Searing Blood in the main deck. What this was just a deck list I found on Magic Online. It went 4 on a daily event, so from this last week. So, some of the cards I'm not sure if they're 100% optimum or not, but whatever. Anyway, Searing Blood, pretty sweet card. It's actually it was played a little bit modern in like the Delver type decks because. The thing is, it's double red, which I don't know if is good for those decks, but hey, this deck doesn't care. It's got 20 mountains. But it'll, shock a creature, and then when that creature dies, it lightning bolts the controller or lava spikes or, whatever. So, super cool if you can, help you kill bigger creatures and do some damage to the opponent. Works a lot better than in a lot of matchups. It's just flat better than Lightning Strike because it's kill your like Jeskai tokens or whatever. It's better than Lightning Strike. So because you don't ever want to use like one whole card on like a token because you got to figure if you're killing their Hordling Outburst token or the Raise the Alarm token, you're getting a maximum half a card value for your one card. So you don't want to do that. And then we got 4 Hordling Outbursts, of course, because they make lots of goblins. And as soon as Dragons of Tarkir comes out online, I'm sure we're going to start seeing Dragon Fodder, which it's one of those cards that should be in the deck. Heel Cutter, 4 mana, 3/2 guy. When you attack something, can't block. Again, one of the really, really powerful effects in the deck is keeping stuff from blocking our stuff. Because every little bit of damage adds up, and, we're able to, much of the time, kill the opponents. And he dashes for 3 mana rather than 4. And then, of course, 4 Stoke Flames. Because, it's hard to get a better burn spell. The only thing is I have found that Stoke the Flames in this deck is not as good as in, like, I did a video with Jeskai tokens, which is, that's probably one of my favorite decks to play because it's fun, but I don't think it's the best. I think the best deck I've done a video with in Standard so far is the Green-White Devotion deck. Because it's got, like, a decent mid-game and a great long game and everything. So, but the Jeskai tokens deck is pretty sweet because I can tap just nothing but creatures and play a Stoke the Flames. And then if I have a Jeskai Cincy, all my stuff gets +1/+1 and untapped. So it's like, and then if I have a couple of them, it's ridiculous. Or if I have a, but anyway, the creatures being able to untap is essentially like not having a cost. The only time this is good is if I have creatures in play and I attack with them, and then I play like a Hordling Outburst and have like 4 land or whatever, and play Hordling Outburst, or one other creature with Summoning Sickness that I can't attack with. The only thing is that doesn't happen that much because this deck's pretty aggressive. So that doesn't happen a lot. Stoke Flames is not, it's a good card, but it's not used to its maximum value. There's got to be a way to make it better. I'm not saying it's bad by any stretch, but I think not being able to attack, because you got to figure if you're not attacking with 4/1/1s, it's not good. I mean, that's just as bad as might as well attack, unless of course they have blockers. Which I will tell you, there was a game where my opponent was at 6 life, and I had a Wild Slash and a Stoke, and then I think I had a Fire Drink Crusader and 4 Hurdling Outbursts, and he just played a Sorin and plussed it, so all of his stuff had +1/+0 and lifelink. And so he didn't attack me. And so he had 3/2/1 Hordling tokens with lifelink to block and a Sorin on 5. So and he was at 6 life. So I'm like, dang, what am I gonna do here? And I was like, oh yeah. So I just Wild Slashed end of turn and then Stoked win the game during my upkeep without even drawing. So anyway, so there are advantages to Stoke, but much of the time it's not the best spell to play unless there's nothing else to do, or the ground's plugged up, or we got to kill like the Satyr enchantment guy, Course of Crucifix. Anyway, and then here's the sideboard. We got 3 Forge Devils. Now, Forge Devil comes into play, deals the damage to target creature and 1 damage to me. I don't care about the 1 damage because I'm usually ahead in life, but the 1 damage to a creature is great for killing Elvish Mystics, any other 1 toughness creatures. Like especially like in the mirror, we can kill their Frenzied Goblin, we can kill their Foundry Street Denizen, their Fire Drink Crusader. Things that'll do damage to us. So I think that's awesome. Collateral damage. No, there's a time for collateral damage, and that time is whenever they're trying to kill my stuff. Because essentially it's collateral damage is not Lightning Bolt. And that's kind of a fact. But sometimes you can get way ahead with it by I had a guy I was playing against Abzan, some kind of Abzan deck, and they Bile-Bladed one of my Goblin tokens. And I went collateral damage, and then it countered the Bile Blight because the target wasn't there anymore. So it was essentially a Lightning Bolt, and I put 2 1/1 Goblin tokens into play. So pretty sweet. And we got 3 more Searing Bloods for those weenie type matchups, which Abzan aggro, whatever else. So then we got Arc Lightning. Divides 3 damage, split up. For tokens, stuff like that. And then Arc Wand. Now this is cool. Basically, whenever a creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to all the creatures in each player. So if he's got a big ass creature, and you know, a siege rhino, and I'm at you know, whatever, some life total greater than 4, and he's at a low life total too. But I have more life I could use to actually win the game, or you know, more likely if I'm just getting like manhandled on the board. Hopefully, I will have dashed my guys, so some of them will be in my hand. But if he's got, you know, I mean, you know, if he's got 2 coursers and a siege rhino or something, or two siege rhinos and 2 coursers, or you know, some unbeatable board position to my, you know, I don't know, Fire Drinker Satyr and Hordling Outburst or whatever, and we're both at high life totals, I can actually arc bond his guy or my guy. It wouldn't work if there were siege rhinos, but I would arc bond something, and then when it gets hit, it deals a whole bunch of damage to both players and all the creatures. So usually it's a good way to, it's a 3 mana, pretty much wipe the board in a lot of situations. So kind of gives some long game staying power is really what I think it's for, because all the decks that I'm playing against online that aren't aggro, it's pretty unlikely that they're going to be able to. They're not going to hold creatures deliberately. They're going to get as many creatures as they can, because they do not want me getting through with anything, because you never know how much burn I'm going to have and kill them. So anyway, that's kind of the deal. So didn't mean to go on for 12 minutes on the deck tech, but all right, I'm going to play some games. All right, and here we are in the standard queue, waiting for an opponent. So I'm going to go ahead and pause while I wait. Okay. After quite a wait, finally, we got someone. Okay, so let's... You know, I'm kind of not real hot on this hand, because I just don't think it's that good. I mean, it's a good hand, we just don't have any land, and getting stuck on one land is pretty rough. So, but we are on the draw, so let's go ahead and keep this and hope we draw another land. But we'll probably go turn 1 Fire Drinker Satyr or Founder's Sheet Denizen. I think we're going to go Fire Drinker Satyr, just because if he kills our guy, there we go, drew a land, sweet deal. But we're going to go Fire Drinker Satyr, and that's because if we go to our next turn and he kills it, he'll be inclined to kill that instead of being inclined to kill something else. Like a Founder's Sheet Denizen is better than a Fire Drinker Satyr in this deck. Or, you know, our Frenzied Goblin, which is sweet. So, okay, well, let's go ahead and dash our Mardu Scout, and we can hit him for 5, which sounds like a plan. So, all right, and he took it, so good with me. And then we have 6 points of burn in our hands, so let's see what he does. Yeah, see, Courser. See, that's always kind of a problem. This Courser. We may have wanted to do our Frenzied Goblin last turn, but, you know, I mean, what can you do? So we're just going to go ahead and run out our Frenzied Goblin and our Founder's Sheet Denizen, and then hopefully next turn, hopefully he won't play a creature or, you know, wipe our board. Because if he wipes our board, the game's over. So that's never good. And we know he's got a Caryatid in hand because he drew it. So, all right, well, it looks like what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna go Mardu Scout. We're gonna cast it with dash. Our guy gets +1/+0, and then we're going to attack. And then, of course, we can't pick the Caryatid. Not that we would if we could, but we will certainly pay 1 to make that sucker not block. And that's fine. He can block that guy. And he takes 6. So I return my guy. And now I have 9 points of burn in my hand. So I need to do 3 more damage and then win the game. Basically that's what we're up to here. 3 damage and win the game. Sure. Whisperwood Elemental. Yep. It's a good card. Let's see. We gotta get 1 damage in. Can we get in? How can we get in 1 damage? I'm thinking. Well, let's go ahead and play a Hordling Outburst. Let's just attack with our Foundry Street Denizen, because I don't think he's getting any more attacks in. He can trade with whatever we want of our opponents. So, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Now, see what this does for me is it's going to let us... Next turn, he's going to have 4 creatures. We're going to have... unless he plays a creature, which would be less than good. Which, okay. So you're going to make a bajillion mana? Okay. 3 mana. Then he's probably going to do some Genesis Hydra for a billion and kill us. Sure, man. Okay, see. Now he's got all these creatures and stuff, which is, well, frankly, it isn't good. So, I guess what we can do is... I'm not sure if we should wait until we just draw some more creatures or what, but you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I am going to Magma Jet at the end of his turn and then Lightning Strike, and hopefully we'll draw into another burn spell and be able to win the game. But he's got like 5 billion mana, so he's probably going to wipe our board. I don't know if he can kill us right now because he's got... Let's see, he can pump his guy for 4, so that's 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, we'll live. We'll live, maybe. Maybe. Oh, wait a minute. Huh. So I wonder if he's going to... Yeah, he's going to monsterize his Pelucranos for a lot. And we're going to lose this game. It's because he got that Courser and we didn't have a way to kill it. Kind of a bummer. Right. So basically all he's got to do is kill all of our stuff, do a whole bunch of damage to Fire Drinker Satyr, and we take all that damage. And what we're going to do in response is we're going to Magma Jet, see if we would have drawn a thing next turn. And we do not want to redirect. And we would have pulled it out. Yeah. Yeah, he did 8 damage to the Fire Drinker Satyr. Now he's going to attack for 17. We can't do anything about that. We didn't have a great hand that game, in my opinion. So I think what we want is Arc Bond against stuff like that. Because we could have totally wiped his board and then won the game. So let's see, what else can we... There's really... Well, he's got a lot of morphs, so let's put in more burn. And he really doesn't have... I'm gonna put in Forge Devil because I do not like the idea of him accelerating with elves. So I'm putting in those guys, and we're gonna take out. We're gonna take out Satyrs because they're not that good, and we're gonna take out. That's the thing, Magma Jets. I kind of like Magma Jet, but I don't that much. So I think what we'll do. So we're gonna take out Heel Cutters, or I'm sorry, Hordling Outbursts, and then we'll take out 1 Magma Jet. No, we're gonna put a magma jet back. We gotta have more than one magma jet. More than two, I think. We'll take out a. So I got a Founder's Chief Denizen. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. That is one thing about Standard right now that is really interesting. Is sometimes they just kill you. I mean, there's nothing you can do. So we'll keep this. Yeah, some of these decks are just very, very powerful, and they play cards, and they kill you, and that's that. If it weren't for that Xenagos, I mean, he was really just ramping up to that. And oh, look what we get to do. We're going to use a Forged Devil. It's going to be cool. Watch. Forged Devil. Sweet. We don't have to waste a burn spell. That right there makes me feel pretty good. I don't know how, I don't know if it would have been better to play a wild to actually use a Wild Slash, but I'm going to say no, because we have a perfectly good use for our Wild Slash now. So yeah, sorry, no ramp. Ramp is the name, that's the name of his deck, isn't it? Ramp? Well, Green Devotion or whatever. Or Green-Red Devotion, or I don't know what deck he's playing, but anyway, it's green-red. He's got a lot of crap. Killed us. So we want him to not get any devotion or her. Each other creature is what it does. Okay. Let's see here. We have to. I think what the trick is play this guy without dash. And then we'll attack for 1. Because if he gets a token, we don't care. Because next turn we're going to attack with our Mardu Scout and Arc Wand and kill everything. Because, well, that's all we can do. Right. Yep, good play, man. Yeah, that was definitely the right thing to do. I mean, he kind of wants his guy to die. Okay. Now this... See, now things are getting hairy, and it looks like Arc Wand's kind of a card that doesn't work that well. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. See, it would be great if I had more stuff. Huh. Too bad we don't have anything that'll do 2 damage for 1 mana. That would be good. I think what we're going to have to do, though, is we're going to have to stoke his Courser. We don't have a lot of other options. I think this is a losing proposition. This is just a deck I found online. It's good in the early game, but green has a lot of really good creatures, which, you know, hey, that's good. Nylea's Disciple. Yeah, gain life. There's nothing we can do about it. Oh, wow. You know what we're going to do? He didn't keep his guy around. His little Death Touch beetle thing. Or what do you call that thing? Okay. Let's see. We have to kill the Hornet's Nest. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to sit back and wait. I know it's a terrible idea against like green devotion. Let's wait. But that's what we kind of got to do. And then what we can do is hopefully next turn. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see. How can we wipe the board now? I think what we'll do. Because we can wipe the whole board, but then he'll have 3. The problem is he's going to have 3 Hornet tokens, which is bad. We don't want that. So, I think the way to do it. Could be to. We're just going to chump for right now. And then end step, we're going to, like Searing Blood, I guess. And wait, what happened here? Shoot player, okay. Oh, we want to Magma Jet. We have a couple of mountains. I don't know if we want any couple of mountains. But my guess is no. Yep. Sure. Okay, well, good thing we didn't get those mountains because we'd have more mountains, which we do not want. Not attacking. That's a bad idea. So, hopefully he drew some card that's irrelevant. And, you know, but with my luck, he's going to draw, you know, something that'll kill us right away. Huh. Aha, there you go. Okay, well, I'm going to block your guy. Pass prayer. And we are going to, now let's see, what happens? Whenever that creature is dealt damage this turn. Right. So we're going to target my guy. Pay 3. And wipe the board. And I'm taking 3 damage. Sure, he gets to draw a card. Fair enough. Well, that was cool. I don't know what's going to happen next, but he's got a whole bunch of mana and we don't, so that's kind of a problem. But hey, we'll wing it, right? See what happens. Sure. Yes. Hello, Pelucranos. We will lightning strike you. And then we will Searing Blood you. Then we'll do 3 to you. And we'll attack. The only thing is this deck does not have a lot of staying power. There's no Goblin Rabble Masters or anything. And it's just a deck list that I copied. So, yeah, there should probably be Rabble Masters. It appeared that it was kind of a budget deck. I don't know. I don't know. I already had all the cards, so I don't know. But, yeah, see, that one extra card really got him ahead of us. And now he's got this crap, and we're going to die. We cannot win this game, just so you guys know, unless we somehow, I don't know, have some sort of miracle occur. Yeah. So, well, I guess we can lightning strike his guy. because that guy's bad for us. And we will not be attacking because that is a terrible play. So, I don't know. This is some kind of red-green monsters that's, in my opinion, not that good. But, hey, we are playing, you know, mono-red, which isn't that good either. And if they can stop our initial onslaught, we can't win. So, that's why we're losing. Yeah. Yeah, because our opponent's back up to 19, and we drew a Monastery Swiftsword. Okay, I've had enough. Anyway, this is the deck. It's kind of a neat little deck. It got destroyed in the 2-man by some weird red-green deck that probably wouldn't do that well in real life. Of course, he beats our deck, but I make no claims to this deck being good. Anyway, the reason I want to do a video with this deck, though, was because, you know, Mono Red is super popular online. I'm assuming because it's very cheap to build. Under 20 tickets, including Stoke the Flames. And I guess Searing Blood's like $1.65, which that sounds like a lot. But, you know, it just seems like it's a cool deck. You know, it's pretty good. It's respectably competitive. It was 4-0 on a standard daily on, it looks like the 28th of, yeah, the 28th of this month of March 2015. So it was actually Saturday, March 28th. Went 4-0 on a standard daily, and, you know, we just didn't get the draws we needed. So, but anyway, that's the deck. Thanks for watching, and see you guys soon.